Are you happy with how much money you're making? Do you want to keep doing day rates? And more importantly, is there anything that you want to build on an enterprise? These are the questions that I ask myself all the time because I love being a DP, but I don't feel like I'm squeezing enough out of the action that I'm doing. Some people don't like to talk about money. I love to talk about money because it's something we all think about and we're all trying to get more of for the most part. I've been doing professional video for over 10 years. I would say I hit a stride about 4 years ago. The way I was able to do that was by a very common suggestion is to niche down. So I stopped doing every type of job. I stopped trying to get every type of gear. And I mainly just went into corporate interviews and now documentary work, which has a nice overlap of gear. However, in the beginning, I was doing all the work, and that was great because I was getting all the experience, meeting all the people, and overall setting myself up to level up. So for the last 4 years, it's been going really well. I've been able to establish strong business practices, strengthen my network, increase my day rate by 1,000% basically. I'm in a flow now, but I don't want to get comfortable in this flow. Whereas I see other people who are having this type of double dipping that I'm talking about. They are doing their job, but then also a complementary action on the side that is not a 2x payout, but an exponential payout. So I've seen other people like Mark Bone start The Art of Documentary. He was just YouTubing like a lot of us are, decided to bring people together with a community, charge for it, provide value. It looks so interesting that I paid my own money and I invested in it, and I would say it has been a very good investment. That's what I want to try to get. I want to provide enough value to someone that they say, money well spent. And then I want to be on the receiving end saying, this is a great return on investment as far as starting the business. This is a great return. So I've been trying to look at different ways that I can do this. Right now, it seems like the easiest is a digital product. Everybody has a course. Everybody's trying to sell a course. And I understand the value in that. My retainer client that I just picked up a few months ago, they are an online fitness coach, subscription modeling. They're making a lot. And I'm trying to look at all these different people, see what is the best makeup for me that I can pull in, that is authentic, that makes people feel valued in their purchase. My only digital product right now is a consultation call. You can pay for an hour of my time. It's $125, and we can talk about whatever you want. Most of the time, people talk about the stuff that their friends or colleagues are not comfortable talking about. That's where I come in. I can let you know the numbers that I make, the numbers that my friends make at this level, at this level, at this level, and it can just be a bouncing board, a reference for you. I do get the occasional, how should I change my gear setup, which is always fun to go through. But a lot of it is people who are trying to level up in their own business. And that's what I'm trying to do too. The network portion of that after these consultation calls has been really beneficial. These aren't just people that we have one call and then that's the end. It really is an ongoing relationship where I can now have data of where other operators are, or videographers or editors or whoever, and I can shout their name out when I get an inquiry. So the community is the part that I want to capitalize on. This channel is 2 years old. The first year I had 1,000 subscribers. Year 2, which was April, so just past it, I have 6,000. That's going great, and I need to squeeze everything out of this. I need to build the community. It's not about me providing the value. necessarily. It's what can be done when 6,000 people are connected. You need someone to be able to connect them, but that is the value, Audi, that is value that I've gotten from being in the art of documentary. It's not Mark Bone helping me with my projects. It's the people he has aggregated into this Facebook group that has helped me get jobs or answered questions or a list of things. That's what I want to try to do. But I want to do it in my own way, and I'm not really sure exactly how to go about it. This is my idea. Let me know what you think. It's kind of a twist on the consultation call. So the Art of Documentary has a group Zoom call if you're in Module 2, where as long as you paid for Module 2, you get to sign up when they say we're doing a group Zoom call. On that Zoom call, you can book a slot, 10 minutes, and you get to ask him anything that you want. I take advantage of this. Last week, I asked him a question about pitching my kind of TikTok-y fitness client about distribution tactics for a short doc I want to provide for them. He gave me great insight, which I just relayed to my client, and they loved it. That's a huge asset for me. So what I want to do is have a group Zoom call as well. Anybody can go on it, as long as the Zoom quota, can handle it, or Google Meet or whatever. And you get to listen in to everybody's time slot. That's what happens on AOD. I get so much value by hearing other people ask their questions, and I'm not participating at all. I'm just soaking up this information. So in my idea, we do the group Zoom call. Anybody can join, but the time slots are paid for since I don't have the AOD course payment type of thing. Lower price point than a consultation call, maybe 25 bucks or something. 10 minutes dedicated to you, no interruptions, and maybe some Q&A afterwards, or something along those lines where you get a one-on-one type of thing, or maybe a two-on-one type of thing where I can bring in some other industry professionals, people that I worked with, and say, this guy specializes in this on this upcoming Zoom call. If you have any questions for someone like that, he's going to be available. I could Zoom people in from across the US, across the world, whatever, and make this a value for anybody on the call. And if you don't want to ask the question, pay to ask a question, you can still absorb all the information, just like I do with AOD. That's my idea right now, because I don't want to dedicate too many resources that take away from my actual work. But let me know if you're like this too. Once I think about something, let's take a new camera product, for example. I research the crap out of it. And I look at all the reviews, and I look at all the details, and I look at how it would fit. And I've been kind of, I want to say, distracting my mind recently with buying a house. I don't need to buy a house right now. Like, I would love to be in one of these condos, especially that one. That one's in the sky. It's amazing. But I don't need it. And I'd rather switch my effort to working on my business. So I could implement something like this, get data from it, potentially make money from it, help others with it. I just need to know if it's something that the audience wants, because if I implement something that I think is a good idea but has no traction, then it's useless. So is that something that you or any of my audience would find value in from someone at my level? The benefit of speaking to someone at my level is I still know some good business practices to keep myself moving and not in a constant state of panic and where am I getting my next paycheck past those days. But I can still speak beginner. So I still know what you're prioritizing in the beginning that might not be helping you. And I still know when you want to think about these things, but you know it and I know it, that that is not the right thing if you are trying to grow your business. It's not just another camera purchase, another gear addition. And sometimes it's really nice to have that one-on-one with someone. So that's the idea of the digital product, and then it can grow from there. And then the long play with that is, because I'm not charging everyone to watch, it will grow my community. I want to be very transparent. I mean, if you've watched this channel, you know, very transparent. So this would be a ploy for me to increase my community without having to bottleneck it by charging every single person to participate. So if anybody can join, that grows my community, it grows my authority. This is very, like, sounds very selfish stuff, but if you are trying to push yourself forward, you have to think in a way of how can you push yourself forward? Because the more I learn, the more I can help. And that would be like the community, kind of the way of grabbing everybody together. And then in the future, whatever that may be, I can have a bigger product or some type of way to have everybody interconnect. Not like, someone has recommended, oh, you should do your own version of Production Hub. That sounds like a lot of back-end work and a lot of, I don't know. Production Hub is great and it works for me, but I don't think that's the type of gig that I want to get into. I've never been down this alley, but we're gonna go down it. So for the other YouTubers out there, or the other people who are just videographers, DPs getting day rates, do you also look at your income as, okay, I got a day rate here, I got a day rate there, and then I got more day rates coming down the pipe next month? Or is it, how do I get more out of this? Because I'm young, I'm older than I look, I'm 34. I always look 10 years younger than my age, or maybe it's catching up to me now, I don't know. But the time is always now to keep working on what you're gonna get in the future. So is anybody else trying to put together things like have their own course or have workshops? I have my filmmaker meetups that I host around the US. Those are going good. They're not providing me monetary value. The ticket sales basically pays for the pizza and soda, or pizza and beer, for the next event, which I also need to pick a destination for that. My step one before I can do this Zoom call is, it sounds like old style, but I'm going to create a newsletter. The newsletter is so I can tell people when is the next filmmaker meetup. Is it in this state, that state, whatever. Maybe something about the industry that I've been thinking and is something to watch out for. And then when's the date and time for maybe a monthly group Zoom call. In order to do that, I need to figure out how newsletters work, which I have a buddy who's helping me and showing me how that's gonna work. And before I do that, I need to put a tab or a button on my website so that people can opt in to say, I want the newsletter, I want the information that you're gonna talk about, or the time and date for the next group Zoom call. So it's like, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but I need to start at least. I need to start doing all these things. And as far as a new venture, this is very, very minimal. There is not a lot of back-end work to be done. I've had a couple good recommendations on who to choose for newsletter services, how much to pay for something. I don't want to pay for leads. The leads are all organic. The lead is if you watch this YouTube channel and you just want more information. I'm not trying to, steal people's info to throw them on a newsletter that they do not want to be in. I hate it when that happens to me. And it just loses the trust with the person, because I'm like, how did you get my email and why did you put me on this? I just feel like it's bad business. So does anybody else have these type of venture ideas? Are they completely in a workflow where they're like, day rates all day, this is working out so well, I don't want to rock the boat? Because I know people like that too. And I'm like, man, you are traveling everywhere. You're doing the coolest things, and it's just job, job, job. I don't know. I don't know, or I don't think that I have the exact right answer, but I want to be squeezing everything out because I know I can be doing more. Just when I put these Amazon affiliate links in my description, I get like 150 bucks every month. Now I have B&H links in there. I haven't got paid for that yet, but being an affiliate for the Art of Documentary, that was a lot of money. And actually I was in this area and I was talking about how much exact money I made from it. You can watch that here. It's a pretty interesting story from someone who has a very small channel and is a micro influencer. Like, call me that all day because it's working really well. By the way, it's 8:30 p.m. There's 93% humidity and I am sweating buckets. And also, I got the new DJI Mic 2 for work, but I've had a couple, let's call them suggestions to improve the audio on the vlog. And while I normally will not change anything just because someone asked for it, this is a very, very easy switch up and the audio is so much clearer. I am 100% staying in alleyways because it is so cringy holding this phone and walking around in public. But who else has one of those brains that is always on, always chattering, always trying to think of new things? I can relax, especially when I'm surfing or skateboarding or most recently in training in an MMA gym. I wouldn't call it relaxed, I would call it I'm focused and I'm not distracted. But I do think that type of hyper, always thinking practice is really good because you end up running through so many different situations, so many different thoughts, ideas, and I usually get something that's good enough to hold on to. All right, I'm like in front of the way right now. So I'm not gonna count it as like a negative, but a positive. I ran this idea past my girlfriend. She said, that sounds great for the reasons you listed, builds community, pays you money, and is a benefit to everyone who's participating. So my ending question is, one, does your brain think like that? And then more importantly, are you trying to think of additional ways to make money, to piggyback off of the efforts that you're doing right now? If so, and you want to share, please let me know. And also, do you like the idea of these group Zoom calls that will be announced via a newsletter, and having another area to jump off of, or to connect outside of YouTube? Because I think YouTube is fantastic, but I love meeting in person with my filmmaker meetups. Absolutely love that. It's really, really helped me. I've been able to meet a bunch of people, and I've been able to connect so many people. Every time I host a meetup in a new town, 2-3 days later goes by, and I always get the same messages. Hey, thanks for hosting that. I met so-and-so. He needed something. We teamed up. We're working a job together, and it was because I met them at your thing. So I don't want to just stay tight on this channel and expect success. I want to keep pushing boundaries. I think that's definitely how I got the little success that I have as a DP, was always trying new things. So if you guys are on board, let me know. If it sounds like a horrible idea, let me know. And maybe I can get this thing going.